Hi, I'm Cheryl Whitman. I am live here on Facebook with you. I'm the girl from Brooklyn to teach you how to make money. I'm the CEO of Beautiful Forever Consulting Firm, and I'm very proud to be here today to educate you and to teach you what we're providing education through Beautiful Forever University. Topic today is going to be on successful events. Well, any questions you have about events in your practice or in your spa or in your business, I am very happy to take all of your questions. If I don't get the answers to today at the live hour, I will absolutely get it to you soon after. Questions and comments are absolutely always welcomed. Hopefully you'll tune in every other Wednesday on Facebook Live, and we can start. Beautifully Profitable was a book that I wrote. It's on Amazon and has lots of really good information on events, on marketing in your practice. So we're going to talk about the events today and what information you can find in the books. So we're going to discuss events and how they affect your bottom line. Effects of events could be very effective to your bottom line, and you could make a lot of money with events. The fact is that everything with events starts at the top. It's one of the lines that I'm always telling you, is you need to start at the top, and you really need to have your staff engaged so they know that they're part of your event. You need to have a goal for your event. Is your goal a certain amount of money? Are you promoting a new piece of equipment, a new procedure, a new product line? So let's use an example. We've done hundreds of events for Thermi, and I'm sure most of you know that I'm known as the Thermi Queen. And so when we do an event, we're not talking about a big, large event like a open house. We're not looking to do a grand opening. They are costly. They take a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of effort. We are looking to do very small, intimate, VIP type events. We're finding, and I have a white paper on beautifulforever.com if you're interested to see the results, where the income was anywhere between $20,000 and $50,000 for a 2-hour event. Is that worth it for you in your practice or your spa to have an event? I think it would be. But any of the questions you have about events that you've done in the past, or questions you have about events coming up as we move towards the holiday time, I am very happy to answer those questions for you. One of the key things, like I started to mention, is starting at the top. It has to start with the owner, the doctor, because everybody underneath you has to know that you really have a vested interest and that you really understand how important this event is to your practice and to your bottom line. So now we're going to go back to and talk about your goals. What is the goal? Do you want to sell 20 procedures at $3,000 each? Well, easy math, that's $60,000. Do you want to sell $3,000 worth of skincare products? So you have to know what your goals are. Your staff and your team have to know what the goals are. So everybody is on board and everybody understands what is going on. So the key is know your goals, know what you're going to promote, and understand that everybody needs to be involved and everybody needs to have a job, even if it's a small job. Helping at the front, helping with RSVPs. Everybody needs to be involved to make it a success. Now, talk about the large events versus small events. The larger events are always fun, they're great networking, but really, are they bringing you in your bottom line dollars? Not unless you really have amazing offers and good salespeople on hand. We're finding that you close more procedures and sales with smaller groups, and it makes sense because if you're in a smaller group, it tends to have people more intimate, wanting consults, wanting to spend time talking about their own issues and their questions. When we do the vaginal rejuvenation events, we prefer them to be even smaller, 7, 10, 12 women, and women only, please. So women feel comfortable to open up and talk about personal issues. When we're talking about events that are for men or women, of course, everybody's invited. if you want to section off an event just for men, that's great. And get 10 or 12 men and offer some cocktails and have some pretty cocktail waitresses there, and have a great presentation focused on men. That's a whole topic within itself. Who are you going to target? Who is a target audience for this procedure or these products? Could be teenagers. Maybe you want to do an introduction to skincare and how to have clear skin. And keep that one really simple and really short, and probably 30 minutes of an event is probably enough for most teenagers. Maybe you want to invite the person who gives them the money, like one of the parents, mother and daughter, mother and child event. So there's many types of events that you can have. So today we're going to focus on the VIP exclusive smaller events that will bring you more money. First things first. So now you've decided, okay, we're going to have an event and we're going to focus on a new piece of technology that we just received in our practice. We want to get the word out. We want everybody in the community to know that we have the new procedure, and we're going to be offering special event prices the night of the event. So how do you get the word out? You always start internally. Why? It'll cost you less. Doing an event you can do on any budget. It can even be a low budget. You don't need to have big dollars and big fancy events to make money. It's really about education. It's not really about the sales. So what you want to do is educate. You want to have a presentation ready, 15, 20 minutes, not much longer. Because if it's any longer, you'll start to lose people. And then have a session for questions and answers. So just as I'm going to ask you now, if any of you have any questions about events, if you're doing events, if you're planning events, please ask me. Type it in, real simple. I would love any kind of comments that you have. And if it's personal, or you have a particular question you don't want to ask on Facebook Live, you could email me at Cheryl@beautifulforever.com. And I really do these Facebook Live events and shows to educate you. This is all about education, and that's how we create a Beautiful Forever University. So now that you've figured out your event, we have to figure out, do you have enough space in your location for the event? Well, maybe you can move some furniture. We've done that before. Maybe you need to put a table outside if weather permits for people to check in. So you need to check out your space, and you need to have a team meeting and talk about the event and what roles everybody is going to play in the event. So everybody is very clear. The dress code, the night or the day of the event. Everybody has to look professional. So whether they're wearing their scrubs, whether they're wearing a suit, and a name tag of some sort. So it could be a name tag that's just on their jacket. It could be a name tag that is embroidered in their scrubs or in their lab coat. But they should be identifiable as a staff member. So somebody who's coming to the event will be able to identify who's working there. And there needs to be a very clearly defined hostess and somebody giving tours of your facility. So of course, the facility has to be clean and organized. And be cautious with your retail. Don't have too much retail exposed that's not behind glass or a locked cabinet, because on a busy evening, things could be taken very easily. So I would caution that. So now your location is determined. I would prefer a small event at your location so they can actually see where you work. They can actually see the room. They can actually maybe even feel or see what the equipment is like. We usually recommend a demo goes on during the event time so people can really ask questions. They could see what it's like. So even if you do a demo around the eyes or around the lip area, that's okay, just to show them what it's about, even though it might be for the body. So now that everybody knows what the event is about, we need to get the word out. How do we get the word out? How do we start the conversation? How do we get everybody interested? Well, I always say start internally. Internally will cost you less money. Internally will be the smarter way to go, because all of those people in your database, and I hope you have a database, know who you are. So you can start by making phone calls. You can send out an e-blast to save the date. You can send out invitations or save the date invitations by mail, the old-fashioned way, the Pony Express way. It does work. We get so many emails. We're so inundated with so many emails these days that sometimes we don't even know that we've opened them, we haven't opened them, we save them. So when you get so many emails, sometimes a text message, a phone call, or even a piece of mail. We offer a service with a 24-hour turnaround time where we can create stuff, mail within 24 hours for you an invitation or a save the date or a flyer to your database. Now remember, even though you're inviting people to your event, whether it's through your database, whether it's through flyers at a local community spa or nail salon or fitness center, or another practice that refers to you that you want to leave invitations or you want to leave flyers, remember it's all about getting the word out and letting people know that you are offering this procedure. We don't want them all attending the event. Would it be nice? Yes, but ultimately then it becomes a big grand opening, which we're not looking for. So we're really looking to keep it exclusive. If you have 12 to 15 RSVPs, I think you should stop, create a waiting list, and have another date available. There are some practices that have done very well by having 2 in one day, a lunchtime or a woman's tea, and that can be from 12 to 1, 12 to 1:30, even though you would have to start earlier organizing and not having patients come in after 11 and don't have patients booked to come in until after 1 or 1:30 in case people stay for some consultations. When that has happened, it has been a little bit awkward. Event is going on and patients are walking in to see the doctor. So that's not smart. So really block out extra time. And after your event, you always want to kind of recap and talk. So if you have a woman's tea or a lunchtime or a lunch and learn, any of those are great. Just come up with a very interesting subject line and topic that people are interested in. If you're not sure what they're interested in, you can always do a little survey of a few questions to ask your patients what they would like to attend, what would be interesting to them. In a big city like New York or Boston or Chicago, there's many events going on. There's so many things that people have choices to do every night of the week. So look at your schedule and look at some options of dates and make sure that it doesn't coincide with anything in the community that might be a big event, like a college football game or a holiday. So you don't want to do anything around those dates because you'll have less of a show rate for your event. So I would suggest that you check your calendar, and if you have a representative from the company where you purchased your product or your equipment, make sure they're available to help you as well. They can even help you, maybe even pay for the mailing, help you with the goodie bags or the food. So try to see who you're inviting. But again, I want to stress one thing, to focus on one key piece of equipment or one key product line. Focus on one thing for your event. It's not always easy because you're used to having maybe 5 rooms and 5 different vendors. That's a different type of event. This is a small VIP event that will guarantee that you will be making much more money the night of the event. If it's small and intimate, you're able to answer questions, do consults, and book that night. One of the key things, and most of you know I'm a big advocate of patient financing options. Care credit, everybody knows. There's many other options out there as well, but you want to make it affordable to everybody. Everybody wants to be able to afford to come in and get the procedure done or the service done or buy the products, because people on the outside looking in think, oh, that office is so fancy or so pretty, or it's on Park Avenue, Fifth Avenue. I can't afford it. Make sure that they know it is affordable, because even if somebody does have money these days, they might not want to just take it out of the bank. They might want to do a patient financing or have some sort of option. So always make sure that there's an option available. So have cards out and let the staff tell them that there are options. When you do your e-blast or your save the date, you can mention we make it affordable to everybody. And what's very important is that you have event day or night, pricing. Everybody wants added value. Everybody wants special pricing. So maybe you offer $200 off with a gift card. We've created those that have done very, very well. They can give the gift card to a friend and you can offer them $250 off for attending your event. The month of the event, if they don't sign up that night and use the $250, you can offer $150 off if they book that month. So this way they are getting something. A percentage is not usually recommended because it doesn't really say how much, and people like to know what is the bottom line, how much am I saving? So they really want to know if they're saving the $200 or $250. We have some practices that will offer $500 off if you book the night of the event. So you want right now for people to say, okay, that's a great deal. I'm going to sign up because I feel like I have added value. I have trust in the practice that I'm working with, and I really feel good about having the procedure done here. They seem to really be very knowledgeable. So that's what you really want your patients, your friends, your clients to feel, that you really are competent. You might have somebody in the audience the night of the event stand up and say, oh, I've had this done and I survived and it's great and it changed my life. And everybody loves to see a real person standing up. In your presentation, videos are great. Video testimonials you should have anyway on your website, on your social media, but you should have them on your landing page or on your page on your website when you talk about the procedure. You can even add a hot link to any digital e-blast you send out or put on your Facebook page a live video testimonial. So if there's any questions that you have, I am happy to answer all of your questions. In my book, Beautifully Profitable, Forever Profitable, you can find it on Amazon. There are 2 sections in the book that talk about events, event planning, calendar scheduling, and step-by-step how to have a successful event. So there's many things that you need to organize before you can actually have your event. My next Facebook Live is in 2 weeks on a Wednesday again at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. By the way, if you miss any of the Facebook Lives, they are all archived on beautifulforever.com. And I do appreciate comments and questions, so I know that you were there and you were listening. After all, I do have a teacher's background, and I do like to know that my friends and my fans are all watching and listening and learning. So we will cover in the next Facebook Live more information, go more in depth into events and event planning and event scheduling. You can find that information in the book, Beautifully Profitable. So if you pick up a copy of it, there's ebooks on beautifullyprofitable.com or beautifulforever.com. And you can use the discount code LIVE, L-I-V-E. And you can get a discount on the ebook. Download it, read the section on event, and be prepared for the next Facebook Live so we can go through it together. So if there's any questions that you have, I'd be happy to answer them. But I'm always happy to share tips and hints. So one of the things I want to tell you and leave you with is internally look at your database, try to put together a VIP list of the patients that you want to invite. Start with that list internally, again, making phone calls, sending out e-blasts, save the dates, and there has to be somebody in the practice that is in charge of the RSVPs. They will be coming in if you post it on Facebook through the internet, if you post it on your website. The front desk should have a clipboard where they can write down if somebody mentions that they saw a poster or they saw the flyer that you put out about your event. So one person has to be in charge of gathering all the RSVPs and keeping them together. Again, the most successful events that made between $20,000 and $50,000 in an hour and a half, 2 hours, were the ones that were small, 12, 15 people. We even had one that had 7, but 5 out of the 7 booked. So those are good numbers for me, and the office manager wasn't sure the numbers were good enough. But when you multiply the $3,000 for the procedure that they were charging that night, and you had 5 people, and then you upsold them other home care products and other services and other procedures, which ultimately happens, they wound up I think it was like close to $40,000 for that night. So that was really exciting. But as consultants, we do hear almost every day. We have a team of consultants nationally that are on the phones, that are visiting med spas, practices, hospitals, and we're finding that people are afraid to have events. Don't be afraid. Start small, start with baby steps, start with the small VIP exclusive events. Again, you're not doing an open house, you're not putting together a wedding. I just did that, but my daughter was great, so she did most of that work. But the truth is that it's a small, intimate event. Wine and cheese, maybe some wraps cut in small pieces, some fruit salad. You don't need to make it fancy to make it fun. Make it an educational night. So if you have it during the day, it could be a woman's tea. If you want to do it in the evening after work, it can even be a happy hour. It doesn't have to be 3 hours. Your events can be 1 to 2 hours. That's all. And 20-minute presentation with questions and answers, and then you do your consults. You might want to offer a drawing of a raffle, of a series of maybe facials or peels. And if you do have products, you can offer a basket of beautiful products and tell them the value might be $500. So people are very excited to bring a friend, tell a friend, and make your event very successful. And let their friends know what a great event it was. So the next event will get rave reviews, and you'll even have more people attending. But remember, stop the RSVP list at 15, have a wait list, and have a call to action. Let people know that seats are limited, which they are. Seats are always limited. Even if it's unlimited, it's limited. So again, you're having a wedding with 200 people, or we want 15 people, seats are limited. So we want to limit the seats, and you want to have a waiting list. So your homework is to go through your VIP list, start to identify in your practice who is going to help you have a successful event. If there happens to be nobody in the practice, you can bring in somebody from the outside. They can go into the community and bring flyers. They can talk to other practices that refer to you. If you're a new practice or a new medical spa, then of course your internal database is going to be very small. You have to do more externally. And we'll talk about externally marketing in next time's Facebook Live. So I look forward to seeing you. Please stay tuned in. Ask me the questions. Leave me the comments. I look forward to seeing you live on the 28th, which is a Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And you could visit us at beautifulforever.com. And have a lovely day.